Hey everybody, so today I want to continue talking about the morality of the left and why we're going to delve into specifics why Donald Trump is their perfect Antichrist. See, they seem to hate him so much. They're very vitriolic about it. Because if you ever turn on the news, you never hear any positive, things about Donald Trump at all. It's even getting to the point where even like Trump sites are not really supporting him. And that's a lot to do with the left. And why per se is he's exactly what they hate. They don't like the fact that he's European, he's white. This is like the biggest sin on earth for the left because they're always hating white male. And I explained earlier in my other video that they see the white men as corrupting the proto-communist societies, and this has a lot to do with why the left is so admires the Native American societies here in America because they feel like they're in equal society. And remember what I talked about last time about how there's the you know the sin above all sins, inequality and leftism. This is fundamentally the hugest thing they look at. And they see Trump. He's white. He's also successful. He's a billionaire. He's the cream of the crop. In the 1%. He's in the top 100 richest Americans by far. Forbes rates him at 3.1 billion. He's probably actually worth more than this, but who knows how much he's actually worth? Only Donald Trump really knows himself, I would assume. Yeah, I bet he doesn't even know how much he's worth. That's a lot of money. It's a huge amount of assets, and they despise him. And this has a lot to do with the envy. The left has a tendency of envying people and always wanting to make the rich less rich, and they use the poor as an excuse. I don't think there has to be any, the intellectual elites here on my campus or most lefties in general. I don't think they actually care about, poor people. They simply just use them as an excuse because none of them really go out of their way to help poor people. I never find them to be, charitable people. They do donate, but they just donate to causes, that support leftism. They're not actually out there advocating, personally for helping, what's it called, poor people. Because, if you look at the people who donate the most, it's definitely people, Christians, right wingers, most likely actually who are going to donate to help actual poor people. Take my church for example that I go to. Um, there's a lot of people, and they're all on the right. They're all Republicans, and we have a food bank. We feed 60 families, which is a good portion of the town I live in. I live in a small town, and this is actively helping the poor. Welfare doesn't. It de-incentivizes them to work, and they simply. So I don't think they actually care for the poor. I think they're motivated by envy. This is their primary motivation for leftism: is envy and the hatred of the successful white heterosexual male, and they love everything that's deviant of this, even if it's totally against all their values, such as Islam, which actively oppresses women, and yet they demify Christianity. That has done probably the most good for women. If you look at the Christian Western countries, they do the most good for civilization, women, minorities, the LGBT. However, they still hate it because of their envy of its success, and I think that's the fundamental thing behind leftism is envy. And this is why Donald Trump makes a perfect antichrist for them. He's a demonic feeder, he's crude, he's successful, he's white, and they just hate this. And they'll do everything they can to stop this. However, the common people like Trump. I don't think the establishment likes him. I don't think the establishment GOP or the establishment Democrats like him at all. And that's clear. And they don't like him because he was uplifted by the common man. He's a demagogue. They hate this. They despise him. He destroys the concept that you need to be an intellectual. I'm sure Donald Trump's probably pretty smart, but he really destroys this idea of what they think the president should be. They think the president should be some sort of professional, and he's not. He is an outsider from Washington. He came there to drain the swamp. He's the opposite of what they want, and they can't control him. You know why they can't control him? Is because he was elected by the people, and they hate this. So this is in reality they dislike. It was the common man. the poor working class man in Ohio and Iowa, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, the second district of Maine that elected Trump. And these are the people they actively say they want to help, yet they actively despise them because they just call them racist and misogynist and agents of the patriarchy. Oh my. This is why they hate him. And I don't know what you can do to fix leftism. I think it's inherently broken. I get it that there is still a lot of people who actively vote for the Democratic Party that are actually good people. And however, I think that a lot of people, probably 30%, I would say probably 30 to 50% of the Democratic Party is really corrupted by these quote unquote progressive ideals. And they are indoctrinated within the church of the left. And it's just driven by envy. It's not a good thing. It's not healthy for someone to want something they don't have so, vitriolically. And you know what? They never do anything about it. They sit there and complain. And capitalism allows you to get things you want. Because if you work hard, if you're smart, then you'll succeed. And they just simply hate this. They hate success and they just want to make everybody poorer. That's in all reality. They don't want to actually, bring people up. They just want to bring people down. And has a lot to do with, the morality behind leftism. And this is a huge issue for our country, and I don't know how you stop it. However, Donald Trump's a good start. He's an Antichrist figure. But it gives them something to rally around, which we can see happen in Virginia. But I don't think it will last long. I don't think the unity of the left, I think the left is, cracking along several fault lines. Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. But it's also, the progressives. I think the moderates are really going to start leaving the Democratic Party, especially about like what happened. I think it was in Nebraska where they said that they couldn't run, anti-abortion Democratic candidates, which is nonsense. You can believe in, government-controlled economics and not believe in abortion. Those are not two inherently, incompatible ideas. However, they're going to make this. So they're going to lose a lot of moderates who are then going to go vote for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. I think that's really helpful for the GOP in the long run. However, the establishment wants to sink the ship before it happens, because I think there's some elitism going on right in the mainstream Republican Party, especially in Congress, and this is a huge issue. So thank you guys for listening today. I really like talking about left-wing morality. My last video I really enjoyed making. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please comment down below. If you guys have any criticisms, you think I'm being extreme, that it's not an organized religion, I would like to hear arguments against it, because I don't think there is very good arguments to say that it's not a religion, because it seems like a knockoff of Christianity. They have the original sin, they have the Antichrist, they have the devil, they have, sins, they have a code of ethics, a morality, egalitarianism, and they essentially have a god, and that is, they replaced God with the proletariat. Sorry, the workers, I can't pronounce that word. So thank you guys for listening today. Have a great day. And also, feel free to comment on Reddit. I'll read your posts. If it's, I'll try to comment on all of them. Some I don't know how to respond to sometimes. You just word things funny, or you just, do a personal attack or whatever, but that's okay. Thank you guys for listening.